Joy from Enjoy Fitness 43, and today we're going to be doing a weighted workout. So the equipment that you're going to need is a mat, a couple weights, and a slide of some kind. So this is an actual slide where it has the slidey part and then a textured part. So what's good to use for this is that if you have a big furniture slide, those are fun to use for this because it slides on carpet really well. So you can use one of those. You can also use a paper plate. Those are great to use for slides too, especially if you have one that has like the kind of like a plastic coating on top of it. Those are great to use for a slide also. Or if you're on a tiled floor or a wood floor that doesn't have any little gouges or seams in it, you can also just wear a pair of socks instead of your tennis shoes for the one that we're going to use for a slide. You can do that too and just slide your foot back and forth for that. So it's only one exercise that we're going to, or two exercises that we're going to do for that. So we can do that. So if you don't want to slide, you can also just step back too. But it's fun to do the slide because you get a little bit extra motion for that. So you really work the muscle just a little bit more. So those are the pieces of equipment that we're going to need. Also make sure that you have your water available. And so we're going to start. So we're going to start with our warm up. So let's just start with some curtsies with some bicep curls. So you can pause me if you don't have all your stuff and then get back into the warm up. Maybe you're already warmed up and you just want to do this for the fun of it. So we're just going to go back and forth and do a nice little warm up. So the weights that you choose to use can be heavy or light depending on where you're at. I still have to use light weights because I had that little hand surgery and I overdid it. So that's why I hadn't been around for the past couple weeks, because I messed up my hand after my surgery because I used weights way too soon. Okay, now we're going to reverse lunge. So make sure when you're stepping back, you're thinking about getting that foot behind your shoulder and you're not crossing over like in a little curtsy like we just ended up doing. Good. That's it. Think about stepping back a little bit further. So remember, this is a lunge and not a split squat. We'll get into those in a second. Really warm up the quad. Good. Okay, now we're going to do just some pumps. So we'll just go down, trying to drive the knee towards the floor. So right now we're standing up nice and tall. So we're not leaning forward. We'll do that in a couple seconds. Okay, now we're going to kind of go forward and we're still dropping the knee, but we're driving that front knee forward. So feel the difference in that exercise. Okay, now we're going to change. Now we're going to start tall, drive the back knee towards the floor. Good. And now we're going to take that front knee forward, almost like a rocking motion, but that back knee still goes towards the floor, but the front knee also goes forward. Good, now we're going to come up and we're just going to do side lunges. So we're just going to take it to the side. So when we step to the side, we also step and then push the tush back. Okay, so that we get deep into the inner thigh also. Good. I like to lift my toe up a little bit if I can, so that I can really get into that leg. Everybody's different. You might even go really low. I always think I'm going really low, but when I look at myself while I'm doing this, I'm like, it's terrible. I could go a lot lower. It all depends on how your knees feel. We are just warming up. Okay, one more on each side, and then we're going to work on our waistline for a little bit. Okay, let's start with just big circles, big clock circles. So we want to work everything here. We're working from our neck all the way down to our ankles here, through our back and our waistline, getting all of the spine, hips, waistline warmed up here. So it shouldn't be everything's going together like this. We've got to get everything moving kind of in opposite directions. Everything's going one way or the other. Okay, now we're going to switch directions. There you go. So my shoulders are going one way, and see, here we go. My head's this way, my hips are this way, but my shoulders are this way, and my ankles are this way. So that way we get everything warmed up. Good. Nice. Okay, now we're just going to do side bends. So I'm going to soften my knees, and I'm going from my torso. My torso is moving, not my hips. We'll use those hips in a minute. Going back and forth. Okay, now we're going to involve the hips. So now the hips are going to also go out, back and forth. Nice, good job. Very good. Okay, now so we've got the sides warmed up. Now we're going to bring the knees up one at a time, okay? Really lifting the knee, and I want you to think about pulling in those abs. And while you're doing that, you're working those hip flexors in the front of the legs. Really working these muscles up here, lower abs, okay? Very good. Can you feel in those legs yet? All of that's working the abs, warming everything up. Okay, now we're going to do a standing crunch. So I'm going to put my hands behind my head. Knees are soft, deep breath in, blow out. So I'm pulling in, working those top ab muscles. Deep breath in, blow out. A few more times. Little crunch there. One more time. Very good. Okay, shaking that out. Okay, so let's do our arms. So we're just going to do flopsy arms here, rotating from side to side. Good. Nice flopsy arms. That's it. Just let them go as far as they can comfortably. Don't force. Just waking up. Okay, both arms together, up and down. Knees are soft and not pushed back. Okay, now we're going to go across the chest. Trying to switch which arm is on top. Good job. That's it. Okay, we're going to take them out to the side. We're going to do little circles going back, going back, going back. And then going forward. Okay, I'm going to open my stance just a little bit because we're going to get to a bigger motion. Okay, we're going to take that left arm back, just really back. So you see I'm using my whole body here to help me. I'm not just taking my arm back. I'm taking the shoulder and the chest and the hip. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Big circle back. Good job. Nice. One more. Okay, now we're just going to shake it out. Okay, now we're just going to reach up one more time, like you're screwing in a light bulb, and we're going to look up while we're doing it. Because you have to pay attention to what you're doing, right? Always safety first. And the other side, screw in that light bulb. And open and shut those fingers. Warm those fingers because we're going to be holding on to weights, right? And then a nice light fist and open, fist and open, fist and open. Good. Rotate. And rotate. Good job. Shake it out. All right, so we're going to start now. So we are going to use our slide first. So you're going to need to get your paper plate, or you can even use like a washcloth if you're on a wood floor or a tile floor. Then you'll see how clean your floors are too, or not. Because if it gets stuck, that means you need to clean your floors better. Trust me, I found out in many a gym that we're not cleaning our floors better, good enough. But a paper plate works great on carpet if you don't have a slide. And if you don't have a slide, then you could just step out to the side, okay, instead of using the slide. So easy fix there. So let's get a quick drink of water and then we'll start our workout. Grabbing 2 weights for this. Okay, we're gonna go into a deadlift and we're gonna do slides. So we're just gonna put the weight under the left foot first. And so you don't have to like have your heel up or anything. We're just gonna go a regular deadlift. Our toe is kind of up because of our slide. If you're on a real slide, okay, and then you're just gonna slide out to the left. Down and up, slide out as far as you can. So each time you slide, you wanna try to slide out a little bit further. Good job. Slide out. Nice. Slide out. Up and down. Slide out. Good job. Slide out. Slide out. Up and down. Slide out. All right, so now we're just gonna keep it under that leg, okay? And we're just gonna do a reverse slide and then come back up. So relax those knees. Okay, here we go. Reverse slide and up. Reverse slide. We're concentrating on those legs. Don't worry, we are going to use our arms later on. Unless you really want to add a bicep curl in there or something. I would just worry about my legs right now, especially when you have a slide. You want to concentrate on going back as far as you can and coming back up. Okay. We'll be doing abs that involve your arms here in a couple rounds. Okay. Whew. All right, so now we're going to switch sides. So we're going to change our slide. So you don't have to buy one of those really super expensive, well, they're not super expensive, they're probably like in between $7 and $20. Okay, deadlift, up, slide, out. Slides, but they are a handy tool. They usually come in a pack of 2. So you can do both legs or both hands at the same time. Or you can just have paper plate or 2 washcloths. So they're a handy little tool to have that's inexpensive, great for your home gym, along with the little elastic bands that are a circle band. I really like those. Those are great to have for workouts for your arms, for your legs, and then the handled bands. And those are nice to get in a pack so that you can have, they come in different strengths, you know. They'll start with like a 10-pound pull and then go to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So those are really nice to have. So if it's not already on your Christmas wish list, you might let somebody know that that's something that you want. Or you can get the bigger fabric ones that have elastic in them. Those are generally, they come in different strengths too. So if you've never had one before, you might want to start with the easiest strength and then work your way up. Okay, we're gonna go back to the other side. Okay, we're gonna do one more set on this side, then one more set on the other side. then we'll be done. Okay, deadlift first, okay, to the side. Okay, deadlift, down and up. So when you're doing your deadlift, what do you have to think about? Straight back, push the tush out, okay? Going to the side, roll the shoulders down and back, okay? Push the tush out. Do not have a rounded back when you do your deadlift, okay? Knees can be bent a little bit, that's fine. As long as you have that nice flat back when you go down, always flat back. Stick the tush out. I don't care if you have 1 pound in your hand, you can feel it behind in your hamstring if you're doing a deadlift right, okay? All right, now we're gonna go reverse lunge again. Under that same left foot, knees are soft, straight, soft. You can see the difference even when I'm facing you, okay? Here we go, reverse lunge. And the more warmed up we get, the further you get. Okay, and you really have to maintain control because when you're on a slide, it can get away from you and you can end up going way back further than you intended if you're not paying attention to what your muscles are doing. So really pay attention so you don't go sprawling on the floor and hurting yourself. Use those abs to help pull you back up. People are always like, well, I'm not sure if I feel it where I'm supposed to. It's because we use more than one set of muscles whenever we do any exercise. You know, we say, oh, we're isolating our quads in this exercise. It's like, well, not really. We can't totally isolate one muscle group in any exercise. We have to use other muscle groups whenever we do an exercise, okay? Everything is attached, right? So every muscle group helps get it out there, and then another set is gonna help get it back. Okay, last time, and we're just gonna do the reverse lunge, and then we're actually gonna get on the floor. So that's what that mat is for. Almost there. Definitely warmed up now. I like slides because they make you go a little bit further, and when you come back, you really have to use those extra muscles to slide back in place. So good. Whew. Are you feeling that? Now remember, you can just be stepping back and coming back up. And if you're not getting enough from that, you can add a bicep curl or alternating overhead presses or a tricep kickback, whatever, if you want to add to it. All right, so here we are with that. So that was it for the slide. So we're not going to use that anymore. Get yourself a quick drink of water, and we're going to go right into our next exercise. Alrighty, so we're going to be on the floor here, and we're just going to do a bridge with the weights, okay? Now, if you want to make this exercise harder, then you can do it on the edge of the couch where your back will hit the edge of the couch and you'll drop your tush down and come back up, alrighty? Or an ottoman up against the wall. Something has to be up against the wall, or it's got to be an object that's not going to move, so that when you, because if you push with your feet and it goes flying, then you're gonna end up on the floor. So it's got to be something that's not going to move. And I don't suggest anything too high up, so it's got to be a lower couch or ottoman, and nothing with a sharp edge. So you would want something that's rounded. So that's why I suggest a couch. I mean, you can even just get a couch cushion and put it on the floor if it's a sturdy couch cushion, just to give you a little height. So when we do this, you have a little height to go to. Maybe you have a Bosu ball hanging around, and you can use that too, just to give you a little height to go down and up, so that you can get an extra oomph on that tush. Okay, so we're going to start with a bridge, and then we're going to stand up. Alrighty. All right, so we're going to put the weights. Oh, I got to take this out. In that little crack right here underneath your hip bone. We're going to walk those heels out a little bit so they're not right up against your tush, and we're going to lift and lower. You're going to look up at the ceiling. You're not going to look at your knees. Okay? I'm going to lift my toes up. My feet aren't flat on the floor. You're on your heels, okay? And we're squeezing when we come up, and you can release when you go down. Up and down. You should feel it pretty quick with those heels dug into the floor and away from your tush, and with your toes up. You can feel it all through the lower tush into your hamstring area. Good. Okay, now we're going to stand back up, and we're going to try to do really low squats. All right, so we're going to try to get as low as we possibly can in our squat. Okay, here we go. Low, 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 and all the way back up. So if you can touch those weights to the floor, that's what we want to do. I'm going to try it this way. That's it. All the way down, all the way back up. Nice job. You don't have to put them in between your legs like this. You can keep them to the outside. Whatever feels the best for you. Either way. This is just less cumbersome for me. Okay, back down. Getting up, getting down is an exercise in itself, isn't it? All right, feet away from the tush. Toes up, and then up and down. Okay, think about getting on your shoulders. If you need to walk those shoulders down, and walk them down so that you're on the shoulders and not on your mid-back when you lift. Trying to get that tush as high as you can. Good. Whew. Good job. Looking at the ceiling, not at your knees, remember, because you don't want to tuck your chin down, because that's going to cut your airway off and it makes it harder to breathe. All right, here we go. Up. Back down again. Ooh, my ponytail's coming out. It's the only bad part about taking that clip out. Hair's all gonna fall out of that ponytail holder. Good job. All the way down, all the way up. I want you to feel it high up into the quad because you're going so low. Weight is in your heel, not in your toes when you go down for that squat. Think about lifting your toes up in your shoes. I don't want you to tip forward. I really want you to think about dropping that tush. Oh, I thought about it that time, and boy, did I feel it. Really thought about it. Okay, back on the floor. Walk those feet out. Toes are up on the heels. You ready? quicker you get down on the floor and get into position, the more rest time you have. That's it. Do your breathing. Squeeze when you come up. Getting up's a little harder though, I know. We're doing good. All right. Perfect. And up we go again for our, uh-oh, you might have to start without me. Okay, squats. All right, squats. Okay, down we go. Down and up. Low and up. Really want to get as low as possible. Good. Squeeze the tush when you come up. Squeeze that tush. Weight in the heels. Toes are up in the shoes. Good. Okay, last set. Almost done. Okay, walk those feet out. Toes are up. Heels are dug in on the shoulders. And up and down we go. Face is looking at the ceiling. Chin is vertical with the floor. I'm not looking at my knees. I squeeze my tush and bow out when I raise my tush. So there's a lot to think about, but the more you do it, the more it just becomes muscle memory and habit, and you don't have to think about it. Good. Whew, okay. Last set. Can we do it? Yes, we can. All right. Toes are up in my shoes. And I am really trying to get my tush lower. So I'm going to slow it down just a little bit and really try to drop the tush this last set. It's the getting back up that's the hard part, right? Push up through those heels. So if you have heavier weights than I do, you're probably going, wow, that's tough. But you know what? That just makes you better, right? Weightlifting reverses the hands of aging. Whew. Okay, perfect. Okay, get a drink. Okay, so we're gonna do some ab exercises, and these are both on the floor too. So we're gonna sit, and you can use, if you're using heavier weights, you're probably gonna wanna use one weight with this. I'm gonna use one weight with it. So I'm gonna go to the side so you can see my legs. So I'm just gonna have my legs out straight for the first one, and then the next one we're actually on our knees. So just straight for this one. Get your drink of water. And you're gonna lean back just a little bit, so not bolt upright. And you know, depending on who you are and how you feel about it, you can lean back a little bit more, depending on how you feel, okay? So we're gonna hold our weight, and we're gonna lift it up, and we're gonna go shoulder to shoulder with this one. Just shoulder to shoulder, okay? So here we go, 15-second countdown. If you need to take more rest, you need to pause me, okay? And then get to me. Don't stop, just get to me when you can breathe again. Okay, so here's our weight. So we're gonna go shoulder to shoulder. So remember, we're pushing up. And we're gonna go shoulder to shoulder. So this is where our arms and our abs are gonna work together. That's it. Good. Have that spot right there in the center that you're pushing that weight to. All right, so now we're gonna swoop those knees around and we're gonna get on both knees, okay? And I'll face you for this one. Okay, and we're gonna do almost the same thing, except we're gonna start at our hip and we're gonna go from the hip. So I want you to think about rotating enough that you feel it in that lower muffin top section, okay? You're gonna feel this in your biceps and shoulders, and hopefully your obliques and that muffin top. And you're leaning back just a tiny bit. So I'm just leaning back just a little bit here. All right, swooping those legs out straight again. Here we are, leaning back. Weights at the shoulder, and here we go. Punch shoulder to shoulder, with a punch in the center. Yep, your arms are gonna be tired after this one. All right, and swing it around. And we're gonna come here. Good. Starting here. Okay, lean back a little bit, up and down. So when you're seated, you restrict movement because you don't have the rest of your body to help you move. So your arms get so much more tired. So here we are on our knees and practically doing the same movement, but because we're able to bring the weight all the way down to our hips, it doesn't feel as bad, right? A little psychology in there. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the side this time. Feeling it? Are you feeling it? Whew. Okay, here we go. Shoulder to shoulder. So this is round 3. Right? I think. It would be great if it was 4, but I don't think it is. You're doing a wonderful job. job. There we go. Back to the knees. So if you need to double the, or have a pillow under your knees, get that pillow. I would really like to get a good rotation here to make sure I can feel it in that little muffin top area to really work those muscles underneath there to help cinch that area in. Work on burning the outer layer of fat and to tighten the muscles underneath. They always say you can't spot tone an area or lose fat in a certain area. And you really can't lose a fat in a certain area. Your body is going to lose fat wherever your body likes to lose fat first. Everybody's different. But your abs are made in the kitchen, When you're older, you just really have to get on an anti-inflammatory diet, and that really means you have to cut out sugar. Really, just sugar is not good. High fructose corn syrup is in so many things. You have to avoid that like the plague. You have to find out if your body does not tolerate dairy. Sometimes your body can tolerate harder cheeses, but not the soft cheeses. Like, people always want to do cottage cheese and things like that, but your body actually might not tolerate it, and you just don't know it. So that could be inflaming your body, and what you think is fat is just inflammation. So you really have to try avoiding some foods for some time and see if your face looks less puffy and parts of your body don't swell. If you have puffy hands, you have inflammation. You're not fat. You don't get fat hands. You have inflammation in your hands. So you need to find out what's causing you to have inflammation. Alrighty. So we have, I think that's all we're going to do today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cool down now, okay? So let's go ahead and get a drink of water. I'm just looking at the clock, and that'll be my Christmas present to you. Of course, I might do one more workout right before Christmas, but today, it's a Friday where I'm at. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna cool down. So let's go ahead, take our feet back out way we were. We're gonna take a big inhale and exhale. So we did legs, and we did our arms and our abs. So that was a good short workout for the holiday season. I know everybody's super busy. And we're gonna just reach out. Okay, now we're gonna pull one leg in. So we're doing the number 4. So we're bringing it over, and we're bringing the ankle above the knee, making sure the ankle's not on the leg, and we're reaching out. Especially as you age, boy, stress can just cause you to poofy up. So you gotta find out what's bothering you. And unfortunately, as we age, there are just some things that we can't tolerate anymore. If you don't already take supplements, then you might look into a good prebiotic, especially if you have acid reflux. And they always talk about how eating things like sauerkraut and kimchi and fermented vegetables is so good for you. You might try that. I like to make my own fermented vegetables because I'm not into kimchi. My husband doesn't like sauerkraut, but he will eat quick pickled veggies. So I just make my own, and they're super easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. Okay, now we're gonna take the other leg up because I'm not a whiz in the kitchen. I have my moments, but they're only moments. And you might want to just see. I mean, it's not like you have to do every single day, every few days or whatever. I put them in tacos or on top of, mix it in a salad or on top of meat. Put them in a sandwich. But we eat gluten-free at my house too, because that's my husband's need. Okay, good. Now reach out both hands to the toes. Look down at your knees. Just relax, breathe. And with every breath, try to get a little bit closer to your knees. Just let the body get heavy. You can round your back. It's okay because we're looking down, not looking out towards your toes. Okay, now we're gonna take a breath and exhale and come up. Perfect. Okay, so you can crisscross your legs or you can put one in front of the other, and then we're just gonna rock side to side. Good. Okay, so we're gonna bring one arm in front. So when we do this, we don't do this. We don't bring the shoulder up. We drop the shoulder, and then we're just gonna pull the arm in towards us. We're gonna rotate the hand around. We're gonna rotate it around the other way. Okay, we're gonna stretch it out, open the fingers, and we're gonna look the other way. Okay, we're gonna look back, and then we're gonna just open and close in a fist. Okay, and then we're gonna relax. Now we're gonna bring it in, other side, okay? Okay, we're gonna rotate around. We're gonna rotate it the other way. We're gonna stretch out the hand, and we're gonna look the other way. We're gonna look back, and we're gonna open and close the fist. Okay, we're gonna bring the hands together. We're gonna stretch them out. We're gonna round the back, lift the hands up, and we're gonna lift the chin up. And then we're gonna open the hands all the way. Touch with your right hand. Reach over to the right side. Bring the hand back down. Touch with the left hand. Reach to the left side. Leave the hand up. Reach up. Intertwine. Lift up. Now bring both hands behind you. Lift the chin up. Big breath in, exhale, lean forward, release the hands, shake them out. All right, this is Joy from Enjoy Fitness 43. Thank you for being with me today. Merry Christmas. If I don't see you before Christmas, I'll surely see you after. Have a great day. Bye.